It's Dave Johal once again for the Boxing Voice. Pleased to be joined by Shabaz, the Maverick Masoud. How are you, Shabaz?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you, mate?
I'm good, man. Long time no speak. Haven't seen you. I think was last time was in Birmingham, wasn't it? The media workout when you were on the same
Yeah,
with Hamza Shiraz.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
was.
yeah. So since then, a lot's happened in terms of training and so on and so forth with yourself. You've changed trainer. You've changed
Yeah,
camp. You spent a lot of time in Spain and Essex. You turned 25 years old as well, so happy
yeah.
birthday. Um,
Thank you.
so what's been going on in the world of Shabaz Masoud then? Let's talk about your training.
Oof. Training. Now, I was always a good friend of Ben Davison's, and I had a few situations, and I spoke to Ben about training me. So Ben was interested, and did a couple of sessions with him, gelled with him straight away. But I always knew Ben, and he always helped me out throughout my career. So it was nice to work with him. Plus, he was like the coach I actually looked up to, like style wise and stuff. If I was to pick any coach in the world, it would have been him. And luckily, we're together now. And the improvements I've made are crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
So I'm excited.
for people that have seen you fight as well, one thing that you do bring to the table, along with the fancy footwork, is a lot of speed as well.
Yeah,
Has been in the corner of people like Billy Joe Saunders who will come on to Tyson
yeah,
Fury, bigger people, should we just say, in terms of weight and making them move around faster. So
yeah.
specifically, what kind of things have you been doing with Ben? What kind of things have you been working on?
Well, one thing I love about Ben and our team down here, like we got Ben Davison's in the team, Lee Wiley as well. He does boxing analysis. And like one thing I love about them is like every day is a day to improve. Like I could be in there working on something and get it. I'm thinking in my head I've got it so right, and then come out and then I feel, oh my gosh, I need to do more. And they'll say the same thing. Like we're never perfect. There's always room for improvement.
Which is excellent. And in regards to the COVID pandemic and stuff, now we're hopefully getting to the other side. Now we're in what we can say is the final lap with everything
Yeah.
up soon. What have you? What kind of stuff have you been doing to stay positive? First of all, Shabazz, it's been a difficult time for most.
It is mentally draining on a lot of people. Hard times a lot of people are going through, but one thing is I've got a good family. I've got good people around me. I've got a good team, and I've just been focused on the bigger picture for me. The bigger picture for me is working towards big titles. So every day I've literally just worked and tried to get better within boxing.
Excellent. And you've got a big fight coming up very soon
Yeah,
against Lewis Norman, super
that's the
bantamweight
one.
as well. So um, tell me, what do you know about Lewis Norman? What's the card looking like? Because you're out on an MTK card, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm fully signed with MTK now as well, and yeah, it's the best thing I've done in boxing, to be fair, because they've straight away give me an opportunity, got me out, and yeah, boxing Lewis Norman. I've seen he's boxed a few good kids. He's boxed like the likes of Charlie Edwards, Kyle Youssef, Mark Leach. He's boxed a few good boys. So yeah, on paper it's supposed to be a step up fight or 50-50 fight on paper, but I show everyone on the night what my level's about. I
No,
don't want to give too much away.
no, you look like you can't wait to go. To be fair, I mean,
Do you
um,
know what? Do you know when you're at that stage when you've trained so hard and you know how much you prepared? You're at that stage where you just want to go. Like I'm at that stage, but I've got another week of good graft and then just taper down last few days and be time to go.
spot on. What was it like training over in Spain as well? Because were you out there when it was
Yeah,
kind of when the pandemic was happening and you were kind of there as well, weren't you? Where when we did have
Yeah,
more flight restrictions, what was that experience like as well over in Spain? Because you're in Essex as well, aren't you now? And Stoke. So.
yeah. It was like it was at the time we went. You were allowed to go over as long as you have a COVID test, and yeah, everything was okay for Fuerteventura where we went, where it was called the Ingle Gym. It's called MTK Fuerteventura now, and yeah, it was over there. Trained well over there with Josh Taylor, Billy Joe, with Ben. Yeah, it was a good camp, but that was last June, July we went, and then got back, carried on training here, and then in December we all went to Dubai as well for a little training camp as well.
Wow, you've had worldwide sort of training camps there, and it doesn't get any better than Josh Taylor and
Yeah,
and Ben Davison and Billy Joe Saunders, does it? I mean, training with them guys. I mean, we'll talk about their fights in a second. Two big
yeah,
fights up for them. Josh Taylor versus Ramirez, Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo. I'd love to get your
big
opinion.
fight.
Massive fights. But what's it like sharing that sort of experience with them? You know, 7-0, coming up in the game, and Josh Taylor, unified champ, winner of the Muhammad Ali Trophy as well. Billy Joe Saunders,
Yeah.
world champion. What's it like, Shabaz, with all that experience in that gym?
You know what? It's literally like it's a blessing for me because like the cameras are always here, the lights are always in our gym, like everyone's coming down, different people, and you just soak it in and you learn and you just see how they handle situations, how they train, and you see how dedicated they are. Like I'm a very dedicated fighter, and then when I see these guys pushing, I know like, wow, you know what? This is how you get to that level. And then to stay at that level, you have to work even harder. So yeah, it's a blessing to be around these guys.
Fantastic. And looking at your weight division, another chap, no doubt you've been keeping an eye on what's been going on, who's making big waves at the minute on the British scene, is Chris Bourke.
Okay.
Yeah, so can we get you guys in a ring soon? I mean, is it something that can happen? Because
You know what? I don't want to say too much. My team know we'd take that fight like that. We'd take that fight. We boxed before as amateur as well, just before I turned pro.
oh
He
yeah,
was on GB. He was on Team GB at the time. I just came back into the seniors. I'd won the I won the NA BCs, the CYPs, and then I went to the senior elites, and I beat him then. And then I had a few as a pro, as an amateur, ended up turning pro, and then he turned over. But he's done really well. To be fair, he's a good fighter, a very good fighter. But he's done really well. But my team and me know what I'm about, what I'm capable of. So, but he's done well, man. He's done really well.
we'd love to see you guys like duke it out. I mean, he had that
Yeah,
stoppage over Rama Balasta. Um,
yeah,
at some point, were you scheduled to fight Rama Balasta as well? Was there any talks?
yeah, yeah. There's just a lot of politics.
Yeah.
I was supposed to fight him. We're both under the same promotional, but he got the fight. I wasn't happy, etc. So it is what it is. It's a part of boxing. It's a part of life. You're not always gonna get what you want. You know what I mean? But you just gotta get on with it. At the end of the day, the cream always rises to the top. And like I said, I am the cream of the division, mate. I'm coming like.
Yeah, well, we can't wait to see you, mate, in a few weeks' time.
No, I can't wait.
Going on to the people mentioned, Ramirez versus Josh Taylor, first of all. Big
Yeah.
fight. That's got the fight fans talking. How do you break that one down, first of all? Does Josh
Personally,
style?
I think Josh is too big, too physical, and he'll be too smart on the night as well for Ramirez. Ramirez is a very good fighter. He's a dangerous fighter, but the way Josh has been, I can't see him beating. No chance.
Yeah, I mean that's thank God that's happening this year because we cannot wait for that one.
Yeah.
Going to the big event, May the 8th,
Mm.
Super
Oh,
Middleweight Supremacy. Now that is going to be fantastic fight. Billy Joe Saunders has been wanting this for a long time. Canelo
yeah.
best as well. Go on, Shabazz, break it down. What do you reckon? How is it?
To be honest, Canelo is looking amazing. And he is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. The only man to actually challenge him at that weight, in my opinion, is Billy Joe. But that fight right there, it's on tactics. You know what I mean? Like you got to get everything right with Canelo. You can't give nothing away. Got to be smart with Canelo. Like Billy's a good friend of mine. Like I hope to God Billy pulls it off because it'd be one of the biggest wins for a British fighter, especially overseas. But it is a big ask. But if any man is going to do it, it is Bill. No doubt about it. I've seen this. He's so skillful naturally. He's unreal, man. He's mustard.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one, and you're absolutely right. If he does pull it off,
Yeah,
would be one of the biggest wins across the pond for a very very long time.
100%,
Very
100%.
um, it could be regarded as a great victory as well. But we'll see what happens on the night. You know, good luck to
Yeah.
everybody involved. What's the plan for yourself then after after you're out this time around in March? What's the plan? How many months have you got?
Well, I wanted to get a 10 rounder this fight.
Mm-hmm.
However, we asked about 10, 11 opponents. Even the guy who's been made mandatory against me for the English title, we asked them for a 10 rounder for the English title. They were like, no. So a lot of fighters were like, no, no, no. Thank God Lewis Norman took the fight, but he only wanted a 6 rounder. So I'm gonna get in there, just do the dance, show everyone what's going on, and then hopefully to April 12th, Ramadan starts. So for 4 weeks, I'm gonna be fasting and just focusing on Ramadan. But I will take over. Then as soon as Ramadan finishes, middle of May, I'll be back straight, full-time training again. Instead of just taking over, I'll be full-time on it. And then I'll be looking for a date in July time, hopefully.
I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? Now where this could be the year where I mean, look, when it comes to European titles,
this is going to be putting a big performance. This fight straight away, get everyone's attention. Do Ramadan. Once Ramadan finishes, mate, straight away. Come on, let's see who wants to fight, and then we'll go from there. It's got to get an opponent somehow.
do you know what? Just based on that, though, it can be a bit disheartening, can it? Because you're thinking, hang on, I want three or four fights this year. List of opponents. Dennis McCann said somewhere as well. You know, you're mates with Dennis McCann, aren't you? I think.
Yeah, we're good mates. We always speak. Yeah.
I read something that he said something like, "We offered, 50 plus opponents a fight, and
yeah,
turned it down." So what's that like as a
I've seen that as well.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's hard for guys like us because we're coming through like getting an opponent, and the guys who are up there, they wouldn't want to get beat off a 7-0, 8-0 kid, 9-0 kid. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, mate. It's one of them. Like I said, like the cream will always rise to the top, and it's sometimes it's about having patience. Just stay, but that's the thing. A lot of people, when they ain't got a fight day, they're not on it. They're not training. With me, I've always on it because you know what? When it does come, I'm gonna be ready. I'll be ready. So
good stuff. Shabazz, before we wrap this up, have you got any shout outs? Anything?
I want to give a massive shout out to my sponsors, Posh Windows UK, World of Textiles UK, Supplement Junction, Square One, sir. And just want to thank everyone who's supporting me. And just want everyone to keep me in your prayers. Hopefully, big win. And ready to go. Yeah.
Good stuff. Shabazz, thank you once again from the Boxing Voice. when you're back down Stoke sides, or when you're not abroad, we'll come over to see you train, and
definitely, mate. 100%, Evander. Thank you.
Enjoy the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive, from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.